gonna be terrible.
Hello and welcome to the best of the bottom or bottom class people drinking bottom shelf booze. I'm Justin, and we are here to discuss so many things that have happened. Well, actually, not so many things, but one thing in particular. Anyways, let's get to the admin. We're bottom class people drinking bottom shelf booze, and if you like this sort of thing, you can find us live right here on Twitch at 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, or you can also find all our links at wrong thing. You can find all our links right here at Paraco Productions. Give us a follow, give us a subscribe. If you're watching on the YouTube later on the Paraco Productions channel, like, share, subscribe. Join the family. You can also you can also listen to the audio version on Podbean through the Podbean app. And I'm feeling a little emotional today. But before we get into just things that happened, let's get to the core of. Oh shit! I ran it over. Let's get to the core of this show. We like to do things, get things kicked off. What we do is we reach into our bag of doom. In this bag, we have various shots. We take said shots. Dan, you don't even have your microphone ready. Oh, Jesus Christ!
I was gonna
sneakily move.
Didn't notice, but yeah, I do not have my microphone over here.
This is nothing but quality. Nothing but quality here.
Sorry, that is.
We are just quality fucking characters.
It's definitely my bad. I did not notice that at all.
Yes, he's gonna. Obviously, she's the pretty one and I'm the smart one. So we got the bag of doom. We take our random shots. The way I get this bag of doom filled up is I go to a local liquor store. I say, hey, give me some random shots. And they go, okay, what do you want? And I go, just random shots. You know, good stuff, bad stuff, whatever you think would be fun. They hand it to us, and then, bam. So Diane, reach into this bag of doom and grab your shot. We'll take the shot, and then we'll get this ball rolling.
Ezra Brooks bourbon whiskey.
All righty. I've got Smirnoff Cherry. Classic. Gonna
Juice.
Are you gonna be able to open it? I can struggle again.
No, I can't.
Okay. All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Also to wet farts.
To what farts?
So the format of this show is we like to do our bag of doom, and then I get into a little Florida Man, which our Florida Man segment is basically the simplest thing ever. I look up a headline about something a Florida man did, and then we make up the story of how it happened. And I try to stick with this date. So on March 8th of, I don't know, sometime whatever, I forgot to see when it happened. I think it was last year. Central Florida man breaks into a home, fell asleep on couch while high on meth.
Oh, yep.
First thing this raises questions. He fell asleep on meth? He's got to have ADHD. Secondly, people in Florida, you got to quit leaving your doors unlocked, bros and sisters and just peeps. Lock your doors, man. You're in Florida. You know meth is like the state food there or something. It's like so obviously it's kind of a simple story. Guy smokes meth, finds a couch to crash on, and he crashes on it. I feel disappointed in my options of Florida man this go around because I feel like this one was too plain of a story.
That's what happened. That guy.
Maybe, just maybe this guy went to his local dealer, his local street pharmacist, behind the local Loaf and Jug, or no, Loaf and Jug is Colorado. What the hell do we have in there? I don't know, Tom Thumbs, I think is what it was. Goes back behind the local Tom Thumb, purchases what he believes to be methamphetamines, but instead, some jackass just grounded a bunch of Ambien and slipped him some Ambien. He decided to shoot it up, and he thought, oh, this is going to be a great trip. Started getting all weirded out, got sleepy. He thought he walked into his house, but no. He was still 2.5 miles away from his street and, started dreaming peacefully on, little Bojangles' couch. There's a story for you.
There you go.
There you go. Here's a story. Yeah, when you're buying meth, you never know what you're going to get, especially if you're buying it behind the Tom Thumb. Maybe you should have went behind the Kmart. Might have higher quality dealers there. I don't know.
Kmart's now a church.
Yes, our Kmart is now a church.
Rest in peace, Kmart.
It's called, was it Real something?
I have no clue what it is.
I don't know, Real Life Church. And I like to believe they do nothing but VR. You walk in there, you sit down, you put on your VR headset, and then you're in church. It's like the Matrix, but with religious undertones. Oh, wait. It's like the Matrix. Booze in the news. Actually, no. Let's get to what we're drinking. Then we got booze in the news. I just got so much to say about this next topic.
I know it's like it's got us all.
I'm all worked up. I apologize. Last night was AEW Revolution, and I'm an AEW mark. I'm diehard. I'm just a wrestling fan in general. I lost interest in WWE a while ago, but things happened last night, and I just yes, there was a slight botch. Yes, just a little things.
It really has made my life.
We are going to talk about it. Yes, we are. But first, because of everything that went down, we are drinking a 40 of Miller High Life tonight. When life gets you down, get High Life. I don't know if that's her slogan, but it should be.
I'm covering the label.
But I decided to go with Miller High Life just because we drank Mickey's last time, and Mickey's, to me, it tastes like old-ass High Life that's been sat out too damn long. Now let's find out. I should have left it out longer. Cheerier already. Now just picture this warmer and grosser. You have Mickey's.
If it was a little bit warmer, I think I would like it more.
You like it more?
Yeah, because then I can chug it. It's too cold. It burns my throat.
Freaking European over here.
Beer is either for chugging or sipping, and the temperature it's at. This is sipping beer.
I don't know. The way I feel, I might just chug it. Maverick once again with his 40 of unsweetened Kool-Aid. Maverick always in there drinking the Kool-Aid. Now, fuck the booze in the news. I don't even want to get to it. Oh, by the way, Miller High Life is I don't know what the alcohol content is on here. It doesn't say. Where is it? It doesn't say. I believe it's like your standard beer, so it's probably like. Oh wait. 4.6 alcohol per volume. That's what your Miller High Life is. Yes. Best of the bottom, triggered edition. I think I'm highly triggered right now. So I don't even want to get to the booze in the news. I'm just getting to this because so like AEW Revolution, I've been excited for it. I've been stoked. Barbwire Death Match, surprise, new signing. I think the pay-per-view was fantastic all the way through until about the last 5 minutes. Great ladder match, great women's matches, everything was fine. Yeah, I guess maybe 2 minutes. The last few minutes was pretty. Just the very end was just where it all went awry. So I mean, even that match in particular was really good. It was barbed wire exploding death match. They told a nice story, slowly escalated into barbed wire explosions, blood. It was great. And Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley have had this story that went back all the way to the inception of AEW at Double or Nothing. Was their first pay-per-view when Moxley made his debut and threw Kenny Omega off of some poker chips. And that kind of set up this slow burning feud for the last 2 years. Moxley had won the championship. Kenny Omega eventually beat him for the championship, turned heel, went over to Impact. He's got the Good Brothers with him. You got the whole interpromotional thing, a nice slow burn on the story. The match starts, bell rings. It's just solid performance all the way. Nice slow build to increasing violence. The explosions are pretty good throughout the match.
I don't know if I'd say that.
Oh, they're pretty sound.
They were all right.
I mean, you can't have somebody actually blowing off arms.
I mean, yeah, I know, but
it was solid, explosions during the match itself. And then you get the whole storyline at the end. Kenny Omega calls out the Good Brothers. They beat the shit out of Moxley. They got an exploding bat. Kenny Omega does one winged angel, drops Moxley through a steel table, steel chair, gets the pin. Just solid. Oh, Maverick found all our emotes. There we go. Then the whole countdown, the whole ring supposed to explode starts happening. And then Eddie Kingston comes out, this whole emotional thing. Kingston goes to sacrifice himself. Like, I legit almost had a tear come to my eye. I was like, oh my God, they're paying off the story. Countdown hits 0. All right. And this is what we get. There it is. That's
dude, it really made my day. I'm sorry that this is so traumatic for you, but that was hilarious.
It was like so. It was intense. and Danger, and it was. Oh man, like so. I'm working with Chris or Extreme in here. I'm watching the pay per view at work, just trying to watch it when we can. We're not busy, so we're watching the final match. He's not really big into wrestling, but he was kind of enjoying it. And I'm like sitting there hyping up. Oh, here comes Eddie Kingston, and then all of a sudden it fizzles out, and then both of us are just looking at the screen, going, "What's going on? Why is Eddie just laying there?
Oh my god!
Why is Mox laying there? Nothing fucking happened."
Yeah. Oh my god, that was hilarious.
It was the wettest fart that I've ever seen happen on live TV.
It was amazing.
Oh man, it's
so cringy, so awful, and then everybody still has to sell it like this is really what happened.
I know, that was the worst part of it. And then you got the announcer saying, "Oh, I felt so much heat off of this explosion.
Yeah,
it was devastating." And I'm just sitting there staring at it for the whole time. And then they're just laying there. I'm like expecting Eddie Kingston to pop up at any time to start talking shit, being like, "What was that? That was no." Like they're dead. They like,
oh, they just stuck to it, and I was like, no, that's not what you do in this situation. This is not. I appreciate this to some degree, but at the same, like, there's a level of professionalism there that I was like, all right, I see you, but at the same time, I was like, no, poor decision. That was abandon all ship. Like,
call an audible. We need to reset this. It was just.
Have everybody just looked confused and then just cut the thing out and be like, all right, well, why didn't anything go off? I don't know. We'll find that out next week when we rewrite what the fuck just happened here today.
I know. Like I was saying, I appreciate their commitment to the role. They committed to the bit, and they sold it hard.
Because when that dude didn't get up, I just kept looking at him and thinking, like, he's probably laughing his ass off. And he's trying to hold a character.
I know. Like,
he's going to get off, and then it's like, oh no, he's been fried to a crisp. And that's why he hasn't gotten up. It's like Pompeii over here. And, oh, all right. Okay, cool. It just made me laugh so hard.
Yeah. I mean, I was just like, okay, so... Here's what, like, I tend to like feel the embarrassment for people.
Yeah.
And like it got like I just kept putting myself in that position if it was my dumbass. And like it's supposed to be this huge spectacle, and instead it's just this wet fart all over, and it was supposed to be like
I just imagine him being down there. It's like, dude, did that sound like a big explosion?
Yeah, I know. That's what I was surprised in the call.
I don't think it went off. Like, he's like, well, what do we do? Like, I just imagine a conversation happening. I was like, they're just trying to figure out what the fuck are they supposed to do since this didn't happen. And then it was like, oh no,
because
he's fried.
You can tell, obviously, they couldn't see what happened because Eddie's head is all covered up, and then Eddie's over Mox's head, so you can. I'm sure they're whispering to each other like, "Did it go off? Do we wait? What's going on? What happened?" And then you got the docs all in there, and they're like trying to move him over. And I wonder if Kingston at here like, "Oh, do we keep going? What happened? I don't know.
Like I'm just.
Do we keep selling it? Did it look good? Did it look like shit? I don't know. So I don't know. Just go with the plan.
My first thought was like he's dying laughing, and then I was like, oh, he probably doesn't know that did not happen. That was nothing.
And then
that was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
And then I don't know if you heard the crowd started booing and mocking it, and it was just like, I felt all like. I just felt gross. I had trouble sleeping when I got home. I was just like, I just felt so like deeply like embarrassed.
I mean, I definitely felt that. I was like, oh my god, this is so cringy because it's just like.
Oh, Maverick. I love this. AEW is such a rip-off company. They had to rip off WWE's botched endings too. Well, I will say this. At least their botched endings haven't gone awry as much as some of WWE's. Nobody died. So I guess
No, I'm pretty sure they're dead.
they're dead inside.
Did
They're
you
dead
see
inside.
that?
They are
was
dead inside.
Fucking mummified, man. When he rolled him over, he was like,
oh yes,
he was charged.
he was just a husk of
He
himself.
sacrificed. Body's dead.
I think they just died inside internally. They're like.
They took the cyanide capsules. This was so poorly. It was like, dude, you even took a fake shot of booze before we started this match. Like, dude, the things didn't even. It's my favorite thing I've ever seen.
Okay, yeah, I did kind of go right to Owen, but I'm just saying, they've had some pretty brutal botches in the E. Oh, but like.
Delightful. Just a pure joy. The whole thing couldn't have gone better.
Like, I get it. Like, it was, in hindsight, it was hilarious, but at the same time, I just feel so embarrassed for people. Like, I wanted to see because I've watched it twice now because I just showed it to her because I was like, oh, you have to see what happened. And like, the whole time she's like, oh, is somebody gonna get hurt really bad? Is it gonna be this? Is it gonna be that? Like, just watch it.
Yeah, because he had me. I was already in. Like, it did kind of take me out of the match a little bit because I kept waiting for something to go horribly fucking wrong, and like it did kind of set me up to where the initial explosions didn't really wow me too much. Like, I was just like, oh well, this is lame already. Like off the bat, like okay, whatever.
I mean, the explosions.
But I kept expecting. But in my head, my whole time, I'm thinking like this is bad somehow. So I already was watching it with a negative kind of like lens.
I think the explosions were decent enough. They're about standard of any exploding barbed wire death match because it's more for the bang and the smoke, and then usually at the end there's a big, huge, flash. Now, granted, in Japan they have big old fireballs and everything else. You can't necessarily do that because, fire codes, laws. Safety, but I'm pretty sure there was supposed to be more pyrotechnics and something didn't go off.
Yeah.
Something didn't work out right because it was sparklers and a puff of smoke.
Oh, it was amazing.
I know.
I can't even, it made me laugh so hard. Like, I knew something was going to go wrong. But then I was like, oh, do they not even go off at all? Like, what happens? And then it was even better. Like, just the little bit that came out, trickled out of the thing. I was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen.
It was they weren't even intense. They were just like.
Oh my god. And then everybody pretending like it was amazing.
I know, and that was the worst thing too. It's like,
this is the best thing I've ever heard.
They announced they're trying to the heat wave that came off of this, and
I'm like, and nobody's laughing even. Like, everybody did such a good job. I'm like, fucking bravo. Like, everybody, good job. You did it. Not the way to go, but you did it. I'm so proud. Like, that is amazing.
Yeah, it just.
They were like, Mama said days like this will come, and then it happened, and they nailed the drill. That was perfect. Good job.
Oh, that's right. They should have done. So they should have done an unsanctioned one. Then have to worry about the codes.
Mm.
That is where they screwed up. Oh my god, though, I just
that was hilarious. That was so funny.
Like, I was just watching. I was just looking at it like. I don't know, man. I just. Yeah. Ugh.
So hilarious.
Like part of me was like, oh god, that's just funny. It's just real funny that just how much that just makes my heart.
We're not explosion shaming the ring. Not everybody can have the best explosions, but
Oh, that was beautiful.
That is true. It was performance anxiety on the explosions part.
Yeah, it just kind of definitely worth the watch.
Just amazing. Like because I was like, oh, just don't let it be anybody getting hurt. Like I don't know what kind of psychopath this person is. I didn't know if he was gonna show me like somebody getting their like
it's called blue
kneecaps blown out or some shit. Like I was like, please don't show me that because I was in no mood for that today.
Oh no, not even. I told you it was a wet fart.
Yeah, but I was like, how? I don't know what wet farts are like for you. I didn't know the severity of what you consider a wet fart. But yeah, that was definitely it.
That was the wettest fart you could have.
Yeah.
Maverick says the explosions need Blue Chew and to call Conrad Thompson. Honestly, I would say call SRS, Sean Ross Sapp at Fightful. That'll get your explosions bigger, better, and ready to go. Oh, God. It was just, I've been hyping up how, like, I've been telling Chris this whole time about how great this show's. I know. I just
imagine it being like, dude, this is.
I just look at it like.
What? Okay, like he didn't laugh at all. Like what happened?
Like literally, both of us. He's like all.
Because that was hilarious. I could not. That was hilarious.
Oh, Maverick watched through non-wrestling fans. They really enjoyed it. If I was by myself, I probably would have enjoyed it more. Actually, I still enjoyed it, but like Chris is like he was kind of digging it. He was like, "Oh, this is pretty good," and he got some good reactions. And then both of us were both just staring at it, just literally just like.
Oh my god! I'm gonna have to shut down for that. That's hilarious.
I don't know what happened. I was like, oh, I swear things are usually cooler than this.
See, because I missed it because I was suffering from a hangover yesterday.
Yeah.
Not yesterday? Yeah, yesterday, right?
But yes, I will. I'm gonna defend AEW as well. I'd say like 9 times out of 10 they have fantastic shows.
Yeah, I don't.
They normally, like, even the story building up to everything was going right until it went wrong. I think the biggest problem is obviously when you're dealing with pyrotechnics in general, it is so easy for things to go wrong. Maybe they did test runs, maybe they had everything else. Everything was great. But it could have simply been that, maybe during the wrestling match, they knocked loose some of the primers and it didn't set some stuff off. It could be anything. Yeah. Anything could have happened.
But I'll be honest, it didn't shock me when it ended up that way.
Yeah.
It wasn't a shock, but it's because I think it is because you set it up like to where that was going to work out.
I mean, it was
like when it went off, all I felt was just, I don't know.
It was a big ask.
It made me feel just pure joy. It was hilarious. I think out of everything that could have gone wrong, I was like, I'm glad it was that. I think to some degree, like, and just the.
I'm gonna salvage this. This is technically booze in the news because John Moxley took a shot before he started the match. So this is the booze in the news.
There we go.
It's perfect. Salvaged.
Nailed it.
This is the booze in the news segment. But yeah, I would say like the whole pay-per-view was really good. There was a lot of fantastic matches throughout the entire thing. It just, the 1% went wrong. The only thing that sucks is you do have a lot of people that are out there just like being like, AEW is going to fail. They're going to do this because they're WWE stands, whatever. Me personally, I just like enjoy all pro wrestling for what it is. Everything has good and bad. I have grown tired of WWE more so because of some of the unethical practices Vince has done over the years and recently, and the storylines just aren't as strong as they used to be. I still respect all the wrestlers in there. They all work their asses off. They do the best they can, but it's just not great.
No.
You know, I want WWE to continue to succeed. I don't want to see anybody fail because as long as they keep working, it's going to build competition. It gives the wrestlers a place to go. All the positive stuff. That's what I'm saying. But AEW's doing a lot of stuff right. I would say they have more hits than they do misses. And unfortunately, this was just a big miss. And it's one of those things that, like, you want the last thing that happens is kind of the biggest thing that sticks in people's minds. Like, I
really hope that like people. I'm sure there's like losers out there who are definitely like, aha, like in their face, like look at them, like trying to be fucking. Of course, like, but honestly, this is just a small thing that happened.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, if somebody's really harping on it, they're just looking for reasons to hate AEW because it's really, honestly,
there's probably someone just looking to hate on something just because to hate on it.
A high quality product that
I mean,
this one time so poorly, but that's why I also think it's hilarious to me and not like. I'm not upset by it in any way, shape, or form. I'm like, I hope they got a good chuckle out of it because honestly, that's hilarious.
I mean, in the end, out of the things that could have gone wrong, it's better to have something where it's just like it's embarrassing as opposed to somebody being like legit injured or, you know, all the other things that could have gone horribly wrong. A wet fart is really not that bad when you can consider it.
Can you both pretended to be dead? Oh.
I know. Like I feel like
it's so funny. It's hilarious.
I feel like Eddie Kingston is so good at promos and everything. If he would have just popped up and just started talking mad shit, I think that could have kind of brought around, especially because right now, kind of the thing that they're just trying to do is kind of trying to spin to a new storyline is that Kenny Omega can't build shit for a bomb, you know, which I guess, look, he's no Ted Kaczynski. So we'll call that a bonus, you know? Kenny Omega is not Ted Kaczynski.
Yeah, that's not bad. I'm just confused as to why you pretended like he was dead.
Well, I really think it comes down to, like, it was supposed to be a much bigger explosion, or at least, like, more flashbangs and more smoke to kind of hide the ring. And then I think they were told, you know, this is because from what I gather from the way the promos were before the pay-per-view, it sounded like it was supposed to be like Jon Moxley being written off of TV for a while because Renee's pregnant and everything else, and he was going to take some time away, let some new other talent come in, build some new stories, yada, yada, yada. Because AEW is, from what I understand, from what they've said, they're trying to kind of just rotate people out. You know, during pay-per-view cycles, so that way everybody can get a chance to shine, everybody can kind of fall into their different places and keep different. That's why they got so many. A lot of people have like multiple stories all kind of going at once. I think that's what they're trying to do. And, you know, Moxley's time takes some time off. And I think it's supposed to be a way to let Eddie Kingston turn face and become a tag team with Mox. It's supposed to be this big old heartwarming thing. And like, I legit almost had a tear in my eye until.
Oh, dude, it brings me so much joy. I'm sorry that it has caused you so much pain.
Yes,
because that was just it. Just
like I said, I think the biggest thing that's getting to me is just feeling that sense of embarrassment.
Yeah. Well, that was hard. That I hate that. I can't.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff where if it gets too cringy, I just turn it off. I'm like, I am not trying to make myself uncomfortable. Like I hate. No, I'm not. I can't stand watching cringy shit. Like me and the boyfriend will watch like those like scammer, like those people where they'll like call scammers or whatever. Scammers will call them blah 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 blah, and they pretend to like be elderly people and
Yeah.
all that. You know what I'm talking about. I can't remember any of the names.
Scam baiting.
Scam baiting. Well, there you go. Thank you.
There. Maverick in the chat saving the day. Only if somebody could have saved the day for Eddie and Mox.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
But
Sweet baby Cthulhu.
I watched
It was harsh.
It was okay. Not I don't know, because part of me is like, oh God, that sucks. Yeah, that sucks to be them right now. But at the same time, I'm also like, that is hilarious.
I know.
And like, it's one of those things, like, it would kind of piss me off because it's like, yeah, it's a professional setting. That's their job. This was supposed to be cooler. Like, I can see frustration with that, but I'm like, but at the end of the day, how do you not watch that and just die laughing? Like, and then it's just how long, and how long ever, if it would have been like a shorter amount of time of pretending.
You know what? Maverick was saying Vince's limo bombers all elite. You know what? That's a problem. They AEW took Christian over the limo bomber. That's what they should have done. I mean, Christian's great, but clearly they need somebody that can blow stuff up better.
Yeah.
By the way, Christian is all elite now.
Is he now?
He was the secret person.
Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't CM Punk, which, to be honest, I didn't think it would be. It was not Kurt Angle, which I kind of thought it might have been. But
I ain't mad at that.
It was Christian. That's Christian's all elite.
Christian was.
He was in the Royal Rumble, and then he went to AEW, made his return for WWE in the Royal Rumble, and then was like, "Well, fuck you, Vince. If you're not going to use me, I'm going to go over here," and he did. And I'm curious to see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I've always liked.
That is true. Kurt Angle he's been wrestling with a broken freaking neck for a long time. But Christian's back. He's in AEW. Says, please, no one let Angle wrestle anymore.
Yeah. Me and Deborah are actually having a conversation about how I think there's more of a standard, like, now that we know more stuff about CT and everything like that, I think there's more of like, Foley probably would have been shut down wrestling a long time ago just because how fucked up he is now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think they're starting to put more responsibility on these companies to be like, okay, yeah, I know, like, if they still want to, cool, but like at some point you got to be like,
yeah. Well, it seems like people's careers are getting longer than they used to be too. I mean, there's a lot of wrestlers that died very young.
Yeah, but because I'm like, there was a lot of them that died young, but there was a lot of wrestlers too that I think kept wrestling because me and Deborah were talking about how early like Paige retired and like all these.
Yeah, well, she was forced to retire too.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying too. Is like I think they're putting more responsibility on the companies.
Oh yeah,
like, all right,
well, definitely
because this is too much.
Well, because there was the lawsuits and everything else. Because a lot of times, I mean, even to this day, people still wrestle injured to a certain degree, but not to the extent they used to.
Yeah. But we were talking, I was like, some of those people had such a long careers just because nobody forced them to stop. And I think
that's
like
true.
Now we're getting to a point where people are like, okay, but you kind of have to.
And they wrestled 290 some days a year with not shit for breaks and then taking chair shots to the head. All that has gone. And I will say that they've gotten pretty good about, like, even AEW with their extreme stuff they do, they've only had one chair shot to the head that went wrong. And that was Sean Spears on Cody.
It's all those things like that. I'm like, they're bound to happen. So when I see them, I don't freak out. I'm when mishaps happen in wrestling, I'm happy that they're not ones that somebody got hurt. really badly because it is like people do really get hurt.
He said, unless Dizzy Pill said, unless you're Moxley or Omega. Well, I mean, even with their safety, they still. It's more of the shock and awe than it is the danger, because there wasn't too much. Like nobody got hit directly in the face, unprotected chair shots or nothing like that. It was more of a lot of shock and awe until there wasn't.
Well, you know, like, because I was saying too, like, I have a hard time with. I don't know. I love wrestling, but then I'm also one of those people who has like a hard time like being free and letting shit go. You know, like, there's a part of me that's like, I don't know what it is. I'm so uptight, and I don't know, but it's like
for somebody that smokes as much weed and drinks as you do, you're like way too uptight.
Yeah, well, you know, shit happens. But like when I watch Moxley fight, like I know to a certain degree that dude's getting beaten up. Like, as much as that dude can get beaten up, that dude's gonna get beaten up. So it's like I'm always watching to see how much the other person's gonna get hurt. Like, because then I'm like, well, I'm watching your limit. And I feel like with Moxley, I expect him to get a lot of damage because he's just willing to take more damage because that's the kind of person that guy is.
That is very much true. That's his bread and butter is blood and guts.
Yeah, like because he's so that person that it almost takes me out of it that he's so that person.
It's kind of
like he is that person.
It's kind of the same.
He's like,
with,
you know what? I'm willing to like get beaten up. So I'm like, when I see matches like this, I'm just any match where it's like that and it's with that particular wrestler, I just always am like, I'm going to see him thrown around a lot.
It's like Cody Rhodes. If he's having a big match, he's going to bleed.
Yeah.
Or somebody's going to bleed in that. Like when he took on Dustin, he bled like crazy.
And it's like, I love all that. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying like, oh, I hate it. But it is a thought that always crosses my mind because I'm just an uptight person like that. But it's like, I do enjoy it. Like I like when I first started wrestling, there was always a lot of blood going on.
Yeah, because you started towards the...
And then I got to see that kind of get phased out. And then when
PG
AEW brought it back, I was just like, oh, dude, I'm back. Like, I'm excited for wrestling again. Like, AEW seriously was the thing that made me go like, you know what? I'm ready to be back.
Yeah, I think they need to maybe not do an exploding barbed wire death match ever again. Because even if all they have to do is mention it, and you know it's gonna be. There's gonna be fart memes.
Made my day. It really made my day. Like, I'm glad nobody was like nothing. It just was hilarious. It just made. It just I felt bad. I felt so bad for them, but also it was just like, and I was like, and then I kept thinking like, well, how much do they know? Like.
Yeah,
how much did they know what happened, what was happening in the moment when those people ran over? Were they just like, well, this is like who was orchestrating it? Was just, I don't know. So many things popped through my head, but I was just like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Tony Khan's quote here. Dizzy Pillow brought up. Yeah, when Kenny Omega handed me an explosive match design, I should have known it was a bad idea. It was drawn in crayon. Yeah, because the news story is they're trying to spin it where Kenny Omega fucked up. And I think that would be fine if it wasn't for the fact that Eddie was dead. Like, dead. Moxley could be dead. Moxley could be dead because he got his ass kicked thoroughly. But Eddie should have popped up and just been like, oh, yeah, like, what Omega? That's all you got, you know? And
like, I mean, I'm not. That's not his job, you know. Like, I'm not expecting. Like, I'm like, I still stand by good on him for doing, you know, sticking with it. But at the same time, I was like, that was not the move.
I feel like the ref should have came over, you know, just kind of quickly tapped on the back, whispered, "Hey,
we're abandoning,
bro. This didn't work, Eddie. Do your thing." And then he could pop up and just talk shit because that's what Eddie does best. That man can cut a just beautiful promo, just fucking just shit talk like crazy, and it would have still showed him making his face turn as the hero. He didn't know what was going to happen. He tried to save Mox, his friend, even though they were bitter enemies just not too long ago. It could have been beautiful. Could have spun it. Could have cut some promos on AEW Dynamite on Wednesday, which I'm kind of curious to see how this gets spun around.
I love it.
But like in the long run, a few years down the line, it's going to be.
What do you mean? It's hilarious right now.
No, I mean, amazing. No, I'm just saying, like, as things go on, it'll be just like that, like, oh, look, they fucked up. It happens.
It's going to be on a list at some point soon.
Wrestling is ridiculous and hokey and dumb at times, and that's what makes it great. But when they pull it off solidly, like, if this explosion would have gone off so perfectly, it would have been like the quintessential perfect storyline. Mm-hmm. Friends become enemies that become friends again. It's just that overcoming the jealousy and the hate, and it would have been a perfect story. Unfortunately, something just, technical difficulties. Please stand by. But I will say, like, with AEW, it's been like 2 years, and maybe every 6 months, every so often, they have something that flops. They have failure of some sort. But it's not every pay-per-view once a month. It's not just dead storyline. There's a lot of stuff that's still going strong. So, but just this one just cut a little deeper than some do.
Yeah.
And like I said, the biggest thing is just I felt that embarrassment for them. But everything else is really great.
Like, all I kept thinking is like, God, I hope they have a good sense of humor about this. Because then it would really suck.
Oh, I'm sure.
As a person who's like, because it's already like, to put yourself out there like that. And then.
Well, you've seen Being the Elite. They usually take a lot of stuff in stride. I was hoping Being the Elite today, they might have something on there, but I think they're in fallback mode. So I'm pretty sure next week's Being the Elite is going to have some commentary on it. There's going to be some jokes. There's going to be some gimmicks. But
to me, I'm just excited to see how they because that's also part of the fun. Like, this is fun.
How do they recover? Really fun. How do they recover?
Because I think they can. I'm not expecting.
Oh, they definitely can.
Yeah, I'm not expecting this to be like devastating.
Oh, I don't.
If it is, I don't.
This ain't December to December bad. It's just it was a large speed bump and a pretty decent road they've traveled so far. You can't save them all, Hasselhoff.
Yeah.
The more I'm kind of I've processed it. I think I'm going through my stages of grieving, and I think I'm reaching acceptance now. But it was
hilarious. I can't even. Like, every time I think about it, I'm just like.
Oh, just wait until you see the thumbnail I'm making.
No.
Let's just say I found a Stimpy to put in there.
I can't wait to show Deborah. Oh, that's just.
You should watch the rest of the pay-per-view, though. It was enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, like, I intended to.
No.
But I said, I was recovering from a hangover.
You should, like, Maki Ito was hilarious. She's running around flipping people off and calling people fuckers. The Hikaru Shida match was quite fun. The ladder match was good. Still not sure about Scorpio Sky grabbing the brass ring, which I just want to say, when I saw the brass ring hang in the sky, it looked like a Sonic level. You didn't get to see that part, but that was pretty ridiculous. The Sting had his first cinematic match, which was fun. It had a very like video game kind of feel to it, I thought.
I haven't what do you mean by cinematic match?
Like the Firefly Funhouse match. But it was shot more like a movie than a wrestling match.
Okay.
I'll show you.
Have they been doing those?
Well, the Stadium Stampede match was a cinematic match.
Oh yeah, I suppose I was, wasn't it?
Yes.
I remember that. That was like that. That was pretty good. I like that one. That facts.
Yeah. It was a fun, enjoyable. Like I said, the rest of the pay-per-view was solid. It was really enjoyable. Just unfortunately, it ended in a wet fart, and it kind of like Twitter was all kinds of crazy.
That's even better though, isn't it? That like everything was so great except for
the end.
That's I don't know. I don't know.
Listen here, you agent of chaos.
I fucking love. I don't know. I just AEW to me is so fun. It's so fun that like something like this happens. It makes it even more charming.
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm like like. But I do believe that they probably treat their talent better. I believe that like they do push a pretty good product. I haven't been as into it as
we didn't get to the fact that Big Show is in AEW.
Yeah, I haven't even seen
Big Show just showed up. Just like okay. We didn't even talk about like so it was 2 weeks ago. I'm scrolling through Twitter as I usually do. And then all of a sudden I see this little thumbnail of Big Show being all elite, and I thought it was just a joke. I thought somebody just, threw some Photoshop together, and bam. Big Show's all elite. Ha 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 ha. No. He fucking went to all elite. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
But you know what? It just shows that they're really trying to make the product better. They're giving people different opportunities. Like Big Show's going to be on commentary. It sounds like he might wrestle a few matches here and there, just because. Which it could be good little, just like random enhancement matches to kind of help boost other people's careers. Defeating a legend sort of thing. As long as there's no explosions, other than the entrance pyrotechnics.
I'm ready for another failed attempt. That was great. I could be easily duped into enjoying a second round. Just no matter what they do, I love them, and I just think they're okay. This happened.
Yeah,
get over it.
All right. Do you want to transition into a different topic that I forgot to talk about last week?
I guess, sure.
I'm pretty sure I saw a UFO at work.
Continue.
Okay.
I am.
So, all right. I shit you not. It's me and Chris again. We're cruising. We left Alamogordo. We're leaving this transfer. We're in the ambulance. God, I wish I would have. Of course, you never have a phone ready when you need to. We're cruising along, and all of a sudden, this like emerald green orb just flies across the sky. And you can see it just comes straight down, and it hits just on the other side of the mountains. Like I even saw a green flash.
And you didn't go try to claim your superpowers?
Well, I already smell COVID, so I figured that was done.
Well, I mean, yeah, don't get greedy.
Yeah.
Like you end up with like tentacles or something.
Yeah, I don't want tentacles.
Yeah.
This isn't a Japanese hentai.
Reality is what you make it. Maybe you should have got them tentacles.
Yeah.
But a market for you.
True. New audience. Seize the day.
God.
But like, it was funny too because I was like, oh, both of us at the same time. Like, oh, did you see that? And like, swear to God, it just, and then we were trying to see like, I swear to God, it looked like there was smoke coming over the side of the mountain, but it was kind of dark, so it was hard to get a good. Because it was just like as the sun was setting, so you just had just that slight little light left over in the background. It was the craziest shit I ever saw. And then, so the next day, we're reading a news article. I think it was from the Albuquerque Journal.
You said reading, go on.
It was an actual news source that there was a commercial airliner that reported a UFO that flew over the top of the the airline that reported back to their home base, or to to the whatever. They reported back, and it was a recorded thing, and it was just the week before we saw this emerald green orb fly across the street. Like it was like a legit emerald green orb just flew across the sky, and just. I'm telling you.
I feel like one of you could have ended up being the Green Lantern. I feel like that feels like a total setup, because it's like, were you in a? Did you say you were in the ambulance?
Yeah, we were in the ambulance.
Yeah, see, you pull up in the ambulance up to this orb. Then it's like, I can't remember the Green Lantern oath thing. Blah 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 blah.
Something like,
and then
blah, blah,
yeah,
blah.
blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. Whatever Kevin Smith
Get Kevin Smith on the phone.
says
Blah,
at
blah.
weddings. Blah 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 blah. And boom, you could have been a superhero. I mean, I guess you already are a COVID man, but you know.
Yeah, COVID man. But yeah, I'm pretty damn sure I saw a UFO. I wish Extreme was in the chat now, because he could have some input on this. And I wish I had more of the story. I would like to have gone and investigated. But to be honest, we don't have 4-wheel drive on the ambulance. I'm not sure how far away it was. But it was like one of those things. I'm just cruising along, and we just turned onto the street, and I saw something out of the corner of the eye, and I look, and it's just. And I was really hoping that I would see something like somebody else had saw something. It was on this, because at first I kind of thought maybe it was like a shooting star, but it was too big. Like I've seen like little shooting stars or whatever in the sky, and it's usually kind of a decent, but it was a good size looking orb that just.
I'll be honest, though, I am happy that you didn't go, because God knows.
What if I just got abducted?
Lantern, then that would really suck. So
I know.
I guess I'm glad you didn't go.
It could have been Green Lantern, but what if it was
Green Lantern? You could have been a hentai porn king. So many things could have happened. I don't know.
I could have just ended up as Silver Surfer, and I'd have to roam the cosmos for centuries before I could. And then by then, all friends and family are gone, and I'm stuck roaming the universe alone on my surfboard. I have to find a cat somewhere.
It does make me sad. Like something about surfing the universe. It does seem kind of lonely,
Yeah. I mean, he does meet Howard the Duck later on.
Yeah. I mean, Norrad has some, moments.
Yeah. But it would be lonely.
That just seems like such a lonely song.
You have to find some kind of talking alien animal somewhere. Like a Howard. Yeah, from AEW to Aliens.
Aliens, seriously, we've already talked about it. I don't want to. I don't know how much. It freaked me out. I'm also there for it. Like,
this is one of those times. Like
I like to think I'm reasonably there for aliens. I'm like, yeah, there's probably aliens. I'm not too excited at the idea that there is. I'm not excited at the idea there isn't. I'm just like.
I just want to say, out of all the time in my life I spent just laying out on the lawn or out camping, looking at the cosmos, just hoping to see something crazy and weird. Nothing ever happened. We're cruising along. I see a flash of something crazy out of the corner of my eye. I watch it happen. I didn't get a chance to just stop and soak it in and really kind of process what I saw. Now, I figure it was either an alien spacecraft crash landed, and at some point, Alamo is going to be taken over by aliens.
Nice.
Or they already are. It is Alamo.
Yep. No offense.
Or offense. Depends on how you want to take it.
I mean, yeah, I guess it was your statement, not mine. It was not my place to say what you meant. Yeah, no, yeah, possibly offense.
I don't know. I lost
Let
my
your
train of
heart
thought.
decide.
I mean, there's lots of military stuff. Either that, or it was some crazy meteor hit the ground. But it I swear, it looked like it hit the other side of that mountain. I just don't know how far away it was.
This is weird because I feel like the more I'm drinking this, the more I'm actually not liking it.
Yeah.
Like in the beginning, I was cool with it, but now I'm kind of just tired of it. Maybe it's just too much. The quantity of it is too much for me. Where I'm like, all right, I'm sick of this.
That's how I feel about 40s in general.
I'm like, this is fine. I guess I'm feeling good, but it's just like I'm tired of this. Flavor was good when we were up here. Now that we're down here, I'm kind of like, I want it to end.
I find it better when you're drinking in just a 12-pack and just going through multiple bottles, because it's like
progress.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm still on the same thing.
It feels like it's just not ending.
Yeah. 40s are never ending. I did once play Edward 40 hands. Hell. Just pure hell.
Oh, yeah.
I felt, dude, I was so sweaty. Like, I'm not even kidding. That fucked me up. Like, they don't tell you that it makes you physically ill.
You know what?
And then you have to pee every 2 seconds. I'm like, be naked. My advice to you is be naked. Just
here's a thought that I just had.
Mm-hmm.
If we can get to 50 subscribers,
mm-hmm.
we should do an Edward 40 hands.
We're gonna have to have
on a live stream.
Like I had to have my sister literally twice pull down my pants. We're gonna need britches spotters. Like,
we'll figure out a plan. You know what? All right. 75 subscribers. That gives us a nice solid.
Wear a dress, no skivvies.
Okay, a kilt.
I don't know how it works with dudes. I mean, I guess I know how it works with dudes. I don't know what's gonna happen, but my advice: no pants.
75 subscribers. We will do an Edward 40 hands on a live stream, and we'll have to figure it out.
Yeah, if we do this separately,
Maverick is going to be on Britches duty as our moderator.
If we do it separately, I would seriously have him as my Britches. I like to think he would be down.
Well, we'd have to figure out the
honestly, I'm not excited about it. The person who has done it, it is not. It's like you do it and then you just realize, what have I done? You know?
Yeah.
You're just like, for some reason, I was like, this was even before I was 21. So, not condoning underage drinking.
Yes,
Don't do it.
Again, we don't condone underage drinking.
That's how you end up like me, not even remembering to turn your fucking
Can't even operate the mic properly. And I saw the mic. It's as much my fault as yours. I remember seeing it at one point. I said, "Oh shit, move the mic." And then I saw what time I was like, "Oh shit," when you go live. And then I saw you over there all.
Excuse me, well,
just
I just
gotta
pretend like I haven't royally
over
up.
here.
I remember thinking, dude, I feel like I have so much room, and then and then just realizing he has a microphone. I do not, because I'm used to like the headphone thing too now. Like I've gotten used to that, and then I was like, wait, there's so many things wrong.
Yeah, and see, obviously, I'm used to the microphone thing because I'm always over here talking in this microphone.
But yeah, I should have at least been like, there's nothing on my ears. I fucked up.
Yes, you did.
Definitely.
You did. You let us all down.
Yeah, me and the guy who did the fireworks display for AEW, we all drank underage, so don't do it.
Yeah. If you want to be a wet fart of a person. I mean, I drink underage too, and look how many times I screw up on this podcast.
But yeah, dumb idea. Don't do. I mean, I would say don't do Edward 40 hands, but if you do it, just be it is very uncomfortable.
We will sort out some, like, we'll come up with a good solid plan. Maybe we can make some 40 hand gloves. We'll sort.
I'm already working on a strategy.
Yeah.
Should I keep it to myself just in case?
Yeah, we'll discuss
I
it in a
guess if we're
production
trying
meeting.
to do this, but like I've already lived this once. I've already made it a competition in my head. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well, because like I was thinking about doing like one of those like fucking death chip things, the super hot chips and stuff. We might do that too. I got lots of ideas. We need to come up with some challenging things here, and I think Edward 40 Hands is on brand.
yeah.
And I think when we do the Edward 40 Hands, it has to be really cheap, terrible booze. Like not Miller High Life, Bud Dry or Bud Ice.
Why? I just told you it sucks. Why do you want to hurt us?
Because I feel like people will enjoy watching us suffer.
Well, that's true.
I mean, if you want to watch us suffer, leave it in the comments. I figure that's why most people watch YouTube stuff anyways. You want to watch somebody suffer in some way. I mean, that's how Good Mythical Morning got so big. Look at all the weird shit they eat.
I don't feel like that's going to be a problem for me though. Like a hot chip.
That was my thought too. But Edward 40 Hands.
God, I already know that's torture. It's like
Ugh.
It's not good. I would never.
Maverick wants to watch me suffer. Fucking sadist.
Yeah. Well, I'm like a masochist, so I enjoy the idea. But I enjoy the idea, but I'm also like, it does suck. I know it's gonna be, the idea is fun, but I know when we started again, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I forgot. I hate this.
Yeah.
But I did it alone. I was such a loser. I did Edward 40 Hands alone.
Well, at least time we'll do it together.
I was pretty sure I was watching Merlin it was like the same night Merlin was on, which I don't even know if it was like, it could have been a school night. I don't fucking know.
I just remember coming over and seeing you with 40s duct taped to your hands.
Yep. Just like a cup 40s duct tape. I'm doing it. I'm watching Merlin. It's gonna be amazing.
I figure we'll figure out a game plan. It'll be fun and miserable. 75 subscribers on Twitch. We Edward 40 Hands it.
Okay.
I feel like I've run out of shit to talk about. Dan, do you have anything exciting to happen? Have you seen any UFOs?
I wish and I don't wish more than anything. Like, it's one of those things, like, if I had an alien experience that didn't fuck me up just royally. I have this feeling of like, if I can get through the initial like just experience that this is happening to me without just fucking being traumatized, like I like the idea of aliens, but I can't guarantee that once I first see one that I'm gonna just fucking I don't know. They could be cool looking, but like it's just like every time I watch a shitty horror. Every time I watch a shitty horror movie, like there's always a part of me that just goes, but if that's you in that situation, scared. Me watching this as a movie, dumb as fuck, but just like no matter how shitty something looks or whatever, it's like it's not something you're used to seeing. So even if it did look as shitty as the CGI or whatever, blah, 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 that would still scare the shit out of you because that's not supposed to be there. So I'm just like, I'm always, that's what scares me when I watch movies like that. It's just being like, if that was me, shit my pants, dead. I'd probably be thinking about killing myself. I can't handle a whole nother veil being opened. I can't. Like, but I don't know. But I did, like I said, I hung out with my friend. I got super drunk Saturday, and I had an amazing time. like we had like this pandemic has really sucked not seeing my people. And my people have recently kind of pretty much became my person.
Yeah.
So like I have one really good friend, my best friend. I love her with all of my fucking heart. I hung out with her. And we just had a talk. We got fucked up. Way too fucked up. Like sometimes I keep thinking like one day I'm gonna be an adult about drinking. Like I was so hungover the next day. It was not cute. It's like, God, you've been doing this for how long? When will you learn fucking water? Like, but
I'm gonna guess never.
right? It was
As a matter
amazing.
of fact, normally I have I ran a bottle of waters.
Well, when I used to drink all the time, it was like I drank so much that I didn't get hungover. And
Yeah.
so there's a part of me that enjoys a hangover. Like, hey, you know you're on the right track when you're occasionally drinking, and you get hangovers again. When you quit getting hangovers, you've done too much.
Oh, speaking of hangovers, did you get a ridiculous headache from those Mickeys the other night?
You're damn right I did.
Dude, I woke up and I was just like, I woke up at like 2:30 in the morning. It's like, what the fuck?
I felt like, dude, I felt pretty damn drunk. I honestly, I was gonna say
Like
last week I was enjoying myself,
Like-
and then I was like afterwards.
I never even finished that. I never finished that last Mickey's. I drank like maybe not even quite half of that last can before I fell asleep. And then woke up at like 2:30, 2:45 in the morning, just with the most god awful headache I've had in a long ass time. And I was just like, fuck this. Fuck this.
Yeah, I woke up, like realized I was dying, took some ibuprofen and water, and then put myself back into stasis. I was like, nope,
Yeah.
nope.
Yeah.
I did that shit
Yeah. I woke up.
Saturday too. That's my remedy for like either puke your guts out immediately and eat some Arby's, or just fucking take some shit and then go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Just pretend it never happened. Pretend like you don't even exist.
Yeah. I woke up. I took some Excedrin, went back to sleep, and then I woke up at 4:30. Still had a massive headache, but it was still a little too close. So I waited until I think 8 o'clock. Took some more Excedrin, ate something, drank like 3 bottles of water, went to bed, and finally my headache went away. But holy Jesus, Mickey's, man.
Fun. Worth it. I would say worth it. Drink some damn water, and you know what, Mickey's. It tastes like nothing. Well, like not anything worth mentioning. I mean, that was our review,
It tastes like stale Miller High Life.
I was feeling pretty good. I was feeling loosey goosey, but I also smoked weed, and I haven't been smoking weed very much, so I was also like enjoying life. But yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
Hungover. I've been hungover way too much lately. Way too much lately? I don't know.
I'll say normally after this podcast, I'll wake up and I feel all right. The Mickeys, I don't know what the fuck they put in there, but because I wasn't even all that drunk. Like I said, I didn't drink both.
Pretty good. Like
I didn't drink both of them. I drank the one on the podcast. I went and laid down, drank a little bit more of it, and then I was out. I fell asleep. And actually it had sat there on my nightstand until just the other day I finally poured the rest of it out and threw it away. But
beer is rough though. Like
it can be. It can be. And Mickey's was just a little extra.
Because I feel like it takes a while to get you there. Because you have to drink so much of it, and then it makes me full. Like I just hate that heavy feeling of like drinking 40s. That's the thing you don't realize when you're doing Edward 40 hands. You got 2 40s.
Yeah, that's 80 ounces of beer.
And then you have to drink them, and it's just rough.
Mm-hmm.
So goddamn rough.
So if you want to see us suffer, Get us up to 75 subscribers, and we will suffer for your enjoyment.
I'm excited actually because now that I've been through it, I have like ideas.
Do you have a plan?
So I'm just like, it's not a competition, but in my head it's a competition.
We'll definitely do it. I'll put together some stuff and I'll put it on there. 75 subscribers here on Twitch, and we will Edward 40 hands ourselves into a coma.
Ugh, I feel like, I hope not. I believe it's possible. It's just rough.
Definitely.
It's so hard on your stomach. That's the worst part. And then you have to pee all the time, so your stomach and your bladder are constantly full.
Like even right now,
awful. And then you don't have your hands. It's just dumb. It's the dumbest thing ever.
What we're gonna have to do? We're gonna have to prepare for it. We're gonna have to start getting very limber with our feet.
Oh, dude, what do you mean? Like,
ooh, you know what we might have to do? Set up some periodic challenges, like throughout the thing of like trying to do different tasks, but that we normally use our hands for. That'd be a good idea. We'll come up with some different tasks, some different challenges, maybe some suggestions. We have a suggestion thing in the Twitch thing. Leave us some suggestions. Think about stuff that you would like to see us do that would be miserable. Give us a subscribe, and we'll do this stream just for the subscribers. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. And I think we might cut this episode a little bit short because I'm running out of stuff to talk about. I have to pee.
okay.
Do you have any more topics?
I was just saying, like, I hung out with my friend. I know I got way off.
Yes, we derailed way off there.
We actually sat down and talked and like had one of those, like, because life is so fucking weird these days. Like, just, I don't know. I'm also in a spot where like my life is going one way. I have my best friend, like my best friend, as far as I'm concerned, like I've met the one. This is my best friend. Like, I love her with all my heart. And like sometimes, I've had a lot of friends. I've narrowed it down to where I have a few friends, and I cherish them and I love them with all my heart, and they love me, and we have each other's back. That's all I want. That's all I've ever wanted. Like, I love and trust these people. And we just had a talk the other day, like, of just like, because we felt ourselves, going in different directions, and we're just like, but I'll be damned if we're not going to be like friends for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
And I'll be damned if we don't like I was like, it means a lot to me to have you still in my life. And then it was like, and then we cried and had our like girly moments and shit. It was like, it made me feel so good because it was just like, I realized like you get to a point and you just realize everybody goes in separate directions. So you kind of go, it's okay. But then that's just life. But then you can also go, yeah, that's happening, but I'll be damned if you're not in my life anymore. And I was just like, it made me feel so good about everything going on. Not being able to see everybody all the time and everything. It just made me kind of go like, just to know like, okay, but like in your head and in my head, we're still best friends. And like,
it's like me and Billy.
Things are hard, but like we're still there. And I was just like, if you're in those situations, like right now, especially have those conversations because that's good too.
Yeah.
Like understanding that your friends have a life and like things are going on and all this stuff. That's good. But like also not letting them just slip away because shit's happening is also an option.
Yeah.
It just made me feel so fucking good because it's just like all this pandemic shit, all this not getting to get together with everybody, and it's hard. And then like I finally got together with my homie. We actually we got drunk, we sat, we talked, we did like, it was just like,
yeah, it's nice to have them. It's like my friend, me and Billy, we've been friends since kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
And as we've become adults, it's like maybe once, twice a year, we actually can find time when we can get together and just hang out. And every time we hang out, we're like, oh, we need to do this more often. And it always comes down to my schedule is opposite of his schedule, and he's got his goals, I got my goals, and some of our goals kind of line up together, but it's just hard to always make things work out. And it's a bitch, but, you know, I definitely appreciate him, and it's nice the rare times when we can actually sit down, have a meaningful conversation, talk about things, maybe have a couple of beers, get into some shenanigans, something like that, and it's nice. It just unfortunately
that's
happens few and far between.
But it's like I don't know. It's like after high school, like things happen because that's the first time. It's like you're not all forced to be with these people. I mean, I went to the same school for most of my school career because it was the same assholes, every so it's like you kind of get used to those assholes, and then it's like a whole nother world full of assholes.
A world full of assholes.
Yeah, and then
a whole new world.
I don't know. It was just nice, like, because the friend that I've had since high school, and like there are people I think about from time to time where I'm just like, I wonder what's going on with them. There are people who pop into my head that, like, there's no hate involved or anything, but it's just like, you're not even you're not even like, something has to trigger my brain to go, oh, you exist.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't know. It's just because I've always wanted to gracefully lose friends. If I have to lose friends, I want to do it gracefully. I want to go with understanding that, shit happens, all this other crap. And then just the idea of that happening with my best friend just kind of like had me in a way, and she was feeling the same way. And then we both talked about it, and it was just like, okay, that's great. And I truly, like, you don't have to let your friends go.
No.
Just because it's like, and I think that's how like a good friend is actually a good friend, is if, you're being split in different, like 1,000 different ways, you're far apart or whatever. Like, you don't get to see them, but at least, when you do get together, it's the same old. Like, they're going to do their best when they can and how they can to see you. Like, that's important too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. It was just good. It was good. Good things.
It's always so nice to be able to just spend that kind of time with your friends, especially as it seems to be harder and harder.
Yeah.
Especially with global situations and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's just global bastard.
It made me so happy. It just made me go again, like, all right, like, things aren't that bad. They're not that bad. Things are slow. That's how I describe everything. Like, bad shit is happening. It is. And it's sure as fuck taking its time. That's how I would describe it. Like, I thought, I really didn't realize that a pandemic doesn't just last a year or however long they try to whatever.
God knows how long this is going to keep going.
Yeah, I'm just happy that I had an opportunity this year, hang out with her, fucking just be like, you know what, I fucking love you. Like, no matter what's happening with both of us and whatever's going on, like, we talk to each other all this time too, and text and stuff. It's just, I don't know. It just made me so happy. I cried like a baby, a drunk baby. And it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's just, I needed it. I needed that emotional purge. And I needed that feeling of like, like, okay, things are fucking nuts right now.
Oh, yeah.
But like,
it's nice to have something that feels normal.
Yeah, and it was just like, okay, this is still going to be here regardless, no matter what's going on. Like,
oh, yeah.
No matter, like, it was just a good feeling. And I just highly suggest it. If I know, like, it's even harder, but like, if you can even video chat or whatever. We've done that too. It's just, it was a good mental health day where it was just like,
And you need that. You need to just have those mental health days periodically.
and I cried, and now I'm back to being my old stoic self. And I'm just, it was just one of those things where it's like, all right, I got it all out. And it was good. It's like, it was good. It was a nice, probably like outsider looking in, very drunk girl. Like, what are they even talking about? Like, oh my God, I love you so much. All that. It was just like a love fest.
Fantastic. You got to appreciate people when you can. Because, fuck, man, life is so weird right now.
But don't fucking let anybody go just because you feel like that's how life works.
Yeah.
Because
you can, like me and Billy, we've been friends since kindergarten. That is now 32 years we've been best friends. 32 years. Now, granted, we rarely get to see each other, but when we do get to see each other, it's just like magic. It's perfect. It's lovely. I enjoy that time. And you gotta enjoy that time when you can.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to sign us off because I'm running out of steam. I'm tired of shit. I still feel somewhat emotional, but I think I'm reaching acceptance. You know,
We'll get there.
In time. We all grow.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. This was so traumatic for you.
I don't know why it was so like it just made me feel weird.
Thing.
Like I was watching a podcast and they were just talking about like they just felt bad. Like it was like weird bad. Like it's like just watching one of your best friends, something just devastating happen to him, and you want it to be a success, but it just went awry, and you're just like, damn. That's kind of what it felt like. It's just watching something happen to somebody that you care about, and you wanted it to succeed. You're bragging about how great this person is, and then something stupid happens, and they look like a jackass, and that's kind of what it felt like.
Yeah, maybe it was just hilarious.
It
Maybe
was.
I'm that friend, but I was like,
You just like to laugh at other people's
those would be my
failings.
friends. I'd be like, ha, dude, that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
But this has been Best of the Bottom. Give us a like, share, subscribe, join this family. You know we love you. You know, and like I said, 75 subscribers, Edward 40 hands. We will do it. We'll be miserable. We'll come with some challenges and make it even harder. And you can find us, Perico Productions, at pericoproductions.com. Has all the links to all the social medias and everything. You can donate if you feel so inclined to help us grow and become bigger, better, and do funner things. But in the meantime, we really appreciate you joining us. And hopefully we will see you next time. And remember, we love you guys. Bring it in. Bring it in. And we are going to raid. You're welcome. You're welcome, Maverick, for the joyous penguin.
You're so kind.
Nobody wants to put my angry Karen up on there. I see how it is. You know what?
Not sexy enough.
You know
or
what?
angry enough.
You know what?
Something.
Oh, I can't do it on this one. Fuck it. Whatever.
You know what? This is Karen's not being used again.
Bam.
Thank you, Matt.
Angry Karen in the chat. Just so you know it's there. But let's see who we're going to raid. Let's raid Neko because she raided us last time. So give Neko a warm welcome. Say hello. And, you know, thank you.
Neko's the best.
Neko she's a peach. She is awesome. And you burped in the microphone.
Yeah.
But we will see you next time. Thank you for joining us. And click. and start the raid. And we will be raiding Neko here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much. We will miss you. Tastes pretty good.